Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Teacher Mark. It's Friday, May the 22nd, and this is Language Arts class. Today for Language Arts, it's Friday, so I don't want to do too much to give everybody a stressful day or anything. But today there's just some reading. Again, we get to write down 5 words that we find that we maybe don't know at all or that we don't know very well, and we have to write down the part of speech, the definition, and use the word in a sentence. And let's turn that into the teacher by 3 o'clock today. But the actual story is called Out with the Old. And I think it's kind of interesting. A lot of the reading lately has just been a lot of telling. Actually, in the reading today, there's a piece that we didn't read. It's called the Punnett Square, which you could read. It's in the same file as the reading today, but it's not really something you have to read. But a lot of it is just sort of scientific talking about August and things. I didn't think it was that important. The Out with the Old part, that's what we're supposed to read today. And this, I think, is a little more interesting because you get to see Via at school. And you guys know we sit in school. I think you know how school works and that kind of thing. That stuff, I think, isn't maybe as interesting as, what the kids do in the lunchroom and stuff like that. How they interact and things like that. And that's what we get to see today is more about Via's relationship with Miranda and Ella. And, they used to be really good friends, and now they're sort of drifting. It's almost like as they get older, their kind of paths in life drift a little farther apart or something. So you get to see Via. I think she's not too happy with that whole thing, but she works around it. If there's something not going well, you have to try and do something to solve that. If she is having problems with her friends and she doesn't know where to sit at lunchtime and things, well, she's a smart person and she's sociable, so she makes friends in other ways and that kind of thing. So we get to see that too. I think it's a pretty interesting bit to read today. It's not very long, but I think it's interesting. So that's all we really have to do for class today. Like I said, in the very beginning of the reading, there's a part I just couldn't chop it off, so you could read it if you wanted to. It'll help further the story, but it's not really necessary. What I'm really concerned with is the Out with the Old part. Let's read that today. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. On Fridays, I know these things, the weeks get pretty long and that sort of stuff, and try and make it as interesting as possible. And, everybody gets tired. Even though we're at home, Fridays are still Fridays and that kind of thing. So that's why I try not to give you too much to do, especially on Fridays, because, reading should be a fun thing, especially. And the story, I think, is pretty interesting. There's nothing worse, I think, than when, you have something in school, the teacher would take a fun thing and then add a bunch of work on top of it. And then it becomes a not fun thing. So I don't want reading to be like that. Yeah, it is, something that we're using to learn and that kind of thing, but you should also enjoy the story. So that's really the point is, just try and enjoy the story today. If you have any questions about any of the things, though, definitely let me know. Some of the words can be a little tricky in the reading today. So if you guys have any questions about that, please let me know. And that's basically it. I'll talk to you guys here a little bit later. Have a good morning.